Every single place that we can go in this entire continent, everyone has to live somewhere. True or false?
True.
True. I mean, every single human being you're ever going to meet has to live somewhere. Every single person they know has to live somewhere. And yet we have this perception that, oh my gosh, leads, like I've got to get leads. Where am I going to get leads? And we reach into our pockets, we pull out that credit card and we subscribe to all sorts of stuff we hope are going to generate leads for us. And then many times we end up disappointed.
I think the coolest part, click on the little sandwich button, scroll down, you can see your members, all the events, but the mini master classes, that's what's going to set this apart, along with the master classes that are coming. But now you can click on the mini master class that you like. It's broken down into sections. You've got the process here. You can scroll down, watch the video if you want. They're not very long. They're about 5 minutes each. And you can go and click on the PDF, and there you have all the notes for that specific mini master class. To me,
well, for those that are here, you are here because we are going to go over 30 minutes to free leads. I mean, who doesn't love free leads? And we have the CEO of Happy Grasshopper, which is a service that my family and I have been using for many, many years. And my name is Tara Carter, and I am your LCA moderator. And I am excited to hear how we can really dive deep in 30 minutes on how to get free leads, because we all like free.
Who wants free leads? Like, I'm going to look in the chat here. I want to see people say, I want free leads. I want free leads, because we're going to pour them on you here in a moment. So as we start, I want to set some expectations here. Number one, this session is going to be interactive. Tara and I are going to have a conversation. We're going to invite you to participate in the conversation. So let's make sure that you can see us and hear us. Go ahead and say howdy in the chat. And let's see here. I see Andrea and Andrew and Augustina and Christina and Donald and Jackie and Jeff and John. All these people, go ahead and say hi in the chat.
And
I
where
just
are you
opened
from?
up the chat. My bad. That was my fault.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
where are you guys
Jackie,
from?
Yeah, tell us where you're calling in from. I mean, Tara's in Fort Lauderdale. We're both Floridians, okay? So before you hate us, because we live in a place that's awesome, just remember hurricanes happen.
Yes.
You know, Fort Lauderdale got spared and Tampa got spared, but it kind of wrecked a path of destruction in between us. So,
Well, I see Jackie's here from Fort Myers, so we're sending you lots of love. And Jeff is here
Augustina
from
too.
Coral Springs is my hometown. I have an office there too.
Oh, very cool. And look at this. We got Bellevue, Washington in the house, and British Columbia. I was in Kelowna earlier this year. Gorgeous. I had no idea there was such a thing as Canadian wine country. Like, who knew? I didn't know. It's awesome. Lehigh, Utah, Charlotte, North Carolina. We have the whole continent covered at this point. And guess what? Every single place that we can go in this entire continent, everyone has to live somewhere. True or false?
True.
True. I mean, every single human being you're ever going to meet has to live somewhere. Every single person they know has to live somewhere. And yet we have this perception that, oh my gosh, leads, like I've got to get leads. Where am I going to get leads? And we reach into our pockets, we pull out that credit card and we subscribe to all sorts of stuff we hope are going to generate leads for us. And then many times we end up disappointed. Am I right or am I right?
Right.
I am right. Yes. So say yes in the chat if you've spent money on lead gen and it didn't work out like you thought it would. Yes. I don't think it's possible to say anything to yes but that. So let's talk about why that's an issue. Okay. There's really two types of leads that you get in your real estate career. One type you pay for, that would typically be an internet lead, right? So you've got someone you don't know floating around in the ether, and now they have raised their hand just slightly and have said that they're interested in talking with you about real estate. Now, lead gen is not all created equal. It just isn't. So many of the leads that are generated online have zero intent to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. You know, think of leads that come through sources where people are searching for real estate. Like if I go to Google and I type in 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool homes in Fort Lauderdale between $350,000 and $500,000, that would be called a long tail keyword search. And if Tara has done the work in the back end with SEO, she might very well appear at the top of that list. People are going to search for homes, and it would be right to assume that that particular lead has much more intent than someone who, say, opened Instagram this morning, was enjoying Instagram, saw a cool picture of a house, was curious, looked at a few more pictures, and then had to enter their information to see more. That person has no intent, right? They just don't. So the reason we're having this class today, 30 minutes to free leads, is to free you from all these things out there that you could do and get you focused on 3 things that actually work. So I'm going to give you 3 strategies today that each of you can deploy to generate leads now. Is that cool? If it is, say yes. No, don't. You just said yes. Say cool, so I know that you actually want those things. And Taryn, I saw that you're in Kelowna. My God, I can't believe it. That is so cool. I didn't even know Kelowna existed until earlier this year. Because I'm a Floridian, right? I'm not that bright. No.
Hey.
Uh-oh, I'm not the only Floridian here. All right, so you guys are down. You want free leads. Let's talk about how to get them. And specifically, let's talk about the type of free lead we would like to get, because we're not talking about those cold, no intent internet leads. There's literally millions and millions of those per year. And you know what, little detour here for a moment. Tara, do you know how many digital leads were generated last year in real estate?
Oh, I wouldn't even, I mean, 1 million?
It's a staggering number. It's so huge. There were 135 million digital leads last year.
Wow.
And you probably know there were 6.1 million transactions. 6.1 million transactions, 135 million digital leads. A lot of those leads have no near-term intent. So if your lead follow-up response is, hey, let's go look at houses. Hey, I'd like to talk to you about, real estate, they're going to tune you out and forget about you. The focus instead should be to focus on building a relationship with that lead. If someone responds to a website like, say Zillow or Realtor.com, they've searched for a house, they're being directly connected to an agent, they probably have much higher intent than, say, a social media lead, right? They probably do. So your response and your approach to those needs to be different. So in the off-ramp there for that detour, because the types of leads that we're going to teach you to generate today, the nice, good, free ones, they come from relationship. Okay, now, who prefers referrals to internet leads? Probably everybody, right? Probably every single person who's ever sold anything prefers a referral as opposed to a cold lead. And the reason is all of that trust between the party who's making the referral and the party who's being referred to you, that transfers, that comes along with them. Tara mentioned that she and her family have been members of Happy Grasshopper for years. Like, do you think that makes a difference when she refers people? It does, right? It absolutely does. And it makes that same difference when your past clients and your sphere of influence, people who know you, who know how awesome you are, when they make a referral for you, it's much more valuable than that internet lead. right? Because you don't have to go through all that process of building trust with this person. It comes directly through with that referral, right? So to get after these leads and to generate them, what you really need is a framework. And I'm going to show you one that doesn't require any technology whatsoever and requires a very small amount of money. Like if you were willing to spend, say, 20 bucks, I promise you, you could use this strategy to go and generate free leads for as long as you keep your t-shirt looking good, right? So I'll show you mine. This is a Happy Grasshopper t-shirt. We've had these for years and people always comment, oh, cool t-shirt. What are you happy about? They see this on the back and they make a comment. So the way to use this in real estate to generate real estate leads is to think of what you could put on a t-shirt that would start conversations with your ideal client. And then where do you wear that t-shirt? Where do you wear it to have people actually start those conversations with you? So I'm going to give you an example. I have a client who specializes in equestrian property. That's her whole entire focus, their equestrian properties. Does anyone on this call today like to focus at high-end properties? If so, put a $ in the chat for me. Want to see that $ there? If you want to increase your GCI, one of the best strategies for doing that is to increase your average transaction value, right? So how could a one print off t-shirt help you sell to these high-end individuals? Well, imagine this. Let's say, like my client, you wanted to focus on those high-end equestrian homes, and you had a t-shirt printed that said, say nay if you love horses. And then you went and you wore that t-shirt around an equestrian community. You wore it at a horse show, like you went to the feed store. Do you think you'd start lots of conversations with people who love horses? Absolutely, right? They'll say hi, you'll have a little conversation, and then you're going to need a little bit of help to turn that person into a lead. So let me show you how to do that. Let's imagine, and Tara, will you play along with me here?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's imagine that Tara and I, we're walking up and down the aisles at the grocery store, and we don't know each other, but she sees my t-shirt that says, say nay if you love horses. And she, hey, I love horses. What, you know, she's going to say something, right? So whatever you might say, that's going to kick off the conversation. So let's start right there. What would you say if you saw that shirt?
I would say, I love horses. I've actually just saw my first miniature horse, an albino miniature horse. How do you ride horses too?
Actually, I live on a small horse farm just outside Tampa, and we have a miniature horse. They are so adorable. They're so cute. I love it. So are you a rider? Do you ride?
I am.
Okay, well, super cool. That's awesome. My name's Dan, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Right.
to meet you, Dan.
Hello, right? So now we're going to have a little bit of a chat, and I'm going to say things like, hey, by the way, do you know anybody that's looking to sell an equestrian property? I work in real estate, and there are always people I know who are looking for horse properties. Do you know anyone who might fit that bill?
Not that I can think of right now. I know somebody was a while back, but I don't know if they ever actually sold or not.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, would it be cool if we kept in touch just in case you come across somebody who does?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. So I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to say, hey, you have your phone on you, don't you? And you're going to say, of course, because you're a human being and it's 2022. Of course you have your phone nearby. So I'm going to click this button, and it's going to open my digital business card. Now, every LCA Nurture account has one of these. Every Happy Grasshopper account has one of these. So I'm going to open that up and I'm going to say, okay, Tara, can you just point your camera at that for me? And if you have your phone nearby, go ahead and do it.
I'm sure most of these people are online on their phone.
Yeah, people are watching on their phone, they won't be able to do this, but can you do it, Tara? Have you followed that link?
I was able to get it. It pulls your social media, your website, I can add your contact info directly and I can book on your calendar.
Yep, absolutely. Now, of course, you get to control which links go on your own. Those are the ones I felt were important to me. Now, if Tara and I were standing next to each other at the grocery store, I would say, okay, can you click contact info? And she would click the right spot here. And I'll say, let's go ahead and save my information to your phone. Right. And that's going to drop all of my information right onto her phone. She can just click create a new contact and then done. And now she's got all of my information. So when you do that, I'm going to recommend you save the words real estate or realtor in your name, so that as they're searching in their phone for who might be able to help them, you'll pop up that way.
Absolutely. I just want to add one more. So for the same, I have like South Florida, Fort Lauderdale realtor with my flamingo emoji because my brand is flamingos. And then also I do have my birthday and my social media accounts, as well as my ringtone and my text tone is crystals, which is, so it's like going to be a different ringtone just in case I call.
That's awesome though. That's so cool that you're able to use the technology that way to personalize it to yourself. I love the forethought that you've shown there going into that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, because I want to get her information, is to hit the plus sign. And then I'll take down her information and click submit. And that's going to pop it right into my LCA Nurture account. And she's going to be available to get my next messages, right? So think about this versus just handing them a business card. When you hand someone a card, you're hoping that they're going to put you in their phone. You're hoping that they're actually going to save it. I like to do both, quite frankly. I use the digital business card to make sure they've got it, and then I'll also hand them a card, right? Because maybe they can hand that card off to someone else. Most likely they're just throwing it away or it's going in their purse, right? That's where they go. So that's strategy number one. Get a t-shirt made that starts a conversation that you go and get to have, right? As you have those conversations, you're building your database by adding those people to the system, right? Then they're going to keep in touch content from you over time so that you remind them that you're in real estate, you stay present with them on interesting things that are happening now, and they have opportunities to refer you throughout the year, okay? So before I shift to the next two strategies here, I'm going to take just a moment, because what I've just described to you is something you can implement with just a t-shirt. Like, you can go and do that 100% on your own. What I'm about to show you is much easier for you to manage from inside LCA Nurture. So I'm gonna open my screen now, and I'm going to show you how this works. So let me share the right screen. Tara, has that popped up for you?
Yes, it did.
Log into LCA Nurture. Okay. So a quick overview. LCA Nurture is a service that Tristan, Nick, and myself put together to help members of LabCoatAgents. It is a 41 touch service, 41 touches per year, consisting of email, text messages, ringless voicemail drops. You have a la carte handwritten cards, and then we push social media content for you once every 2 weeks throughout the year. And then all you have to do is copy and paste that to your social media account. We want that to come from your device, so you get the maximum reach rather than just being pushed in by a service. Okay? So the strategies I'm going to show you here, the first one we're going to jump to is in the texting area. So let me come down here to text messaging, and you'll see that we have some Halloween texts loaded here for you. Right now, this is something you can't send to a stranger. You need to send these to people who actually know who you are. And I'm going to zoom in here because I know some of you are on phones. It says, hey, first name, it's username, user last name, at company name, right? So the way that you would fill this out is it would read like, hey, Tara, it's Dan Stewart at Happy Grasshopper. Do you have any plans for Halloween? Right? Now, if Tara knows me, she's going to reply. We are definitely going to have a conversation about that. We're going to hear about what her Halloween plans are. Many of you are busy doing pumpkin giveaways. You're, thinking about your pies you're going to drop off as the holidays approach. This is a great way to engage people and get them prepped for this season of holidays that's just about to kick off for us. Right? Now I'll show you another example here. Let me just click on it. Happy Halloween. It's Dan Stewart at Happy Grasshopper. And I've got a quick question for you. Do you have a few minutes? Right? You're going to get a lot of response about that, right? You definitely are. And when you get that response, you need to be prepared to ask a question, right? Open-ended questions work best in every sales scenario ever. You want to get them talking, right? First, my recommendation would be reestablish a little bit of rapport and then ask some smart questions that have to do with the market we're currently in. You know, some parts of the country have slowed down much more than others. Nationally, inventory is still low. Interest rates are higher than most people are used to, and yet prices are still going up, right? So a lot of people are afraid about what that means for their future. If you worked hard with a buyer a couple of years ago, you helped them make 6,000 offers before they got a home, they might be a little fearful about what's going on in the present market. So this strategy is really designed to let you extend your leadership into the communities that you serve. People need to know what you know about real estate right now. Turn on any news channel, there's all sorts of headlines that are designed to scare us. The reality is not quite that scary, right? It just isn't. So this is a great conversation starter for generating leads. I'm going to walk you through those conversations here in a moment. But first, we're going to jump over to the ringless voicemail drop area. Now, ringless voicemail drops. For anyone who may not be familiar, the way this technology works is beautiful. We preview a script, right? You click record, you read the script. The system saves the script, and then it sends your message out to people whose phones don't ring, right? They don't see that they don't hear a phone ring. They look at their phone and they see missed call from Tara Carter, right? And then they hear Tara's voice talking about whatever is in the script. So in LCA Nurture, when you set up your account, you can record a whole year worth of these scripts. Like whatever holidays you choose, there's going to be messaging that's ready for them. And as we record this now, we're approaching Halloween. So I'm going to show you a Halloween message here, and then we'll walk through the conversation that this could start. So I just want to zoom in here again for those of you who might be on small screens. And I'm going to go ahead and record this now in real time, because I want to demonstrate for you how easy it is to do this. And I also want to point out that you don't have to be a radio announcer. You've left tons of voicemails in your life. Make the script your own. If you make a mistake, guess what? That's how you leave actual voicemails. It's fine. Just, go ahead and don't overproduce it. So here we go. I've just clicked record. Now I'm going to click allow, and I'm going to start reading. Hey, happy Halloween. It's me, Dan Stewart, over at Happy Grasshopper. And I am calling to offer a little comfort for you and anyone you know who has real estate plans this year. If you know of anyone that's thinking of buying, selling, or investing, I promise you it's not as scary as some of the headlines would have you believe. Call me and I'll give you all the details. You've got my number. It's 727-533-5175. Thanks. Talk soon. Bye. So I might record that and actually like it, or I might be like, I don't like that one. I'm going to delete it and try again. It's easy to do, right? That didn't take a lot of time. I didn't rehearse that. I just read it and made it my own, right? So Tara, have you sent any ringless voicemail drops here through our system recently? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, the birthday greeting is a great one.
Yeah, birthday is one of my favorites. I love that because I'm going to show you here. Let me jump into settings, and then I'm going to click on celebrations. So when you're configuring your account, you have some options here. Like for birthday, I can be reminded it's time to send a birthday message, or I can just have it go automatically, and I can control when it goes. So I like to send my birthday texts a week before their birthday, right? So imagine getting this text, hey, Tara, it's Dan Stewart. Am I the first to wish you a happy birthday this year? When you get that, as long as you know me, you are going to reply. We are going to have a conversation. And then on your birthday, when Facebook and Insta are blowing up, I'm going to automatically send a ringless voicemail drop. Hey, it's me, Dan. Just thinking about you on your birthday. Hope you're awesome. If you have time, give me a call back. If not, I understand. The world's celebrating you today. Have a great day. Bye. Right, click, done. You record it once, it's done. All throughout the year, it just goes out automatically. Now, going a little further down, you can do the same thing here for transaction anniversaries. So the 1-2 combo of text and ringless voicemail drops works really well. And then here we're seeing for holidays, you choose the holidays that you'd like to send messaging for, and that's what our system is going to queue up for you in terms of voicemail drops and text messages and all the other messages that you need to send, right? So using this system, you can generate tons of leads. Today, we're really just focused on these 3 quick strategies. So a ringless voicemail drop, a text message, and a t-shirt are 3 very tried and true ways to generate opportunity. And Tara and I were chatting a little bit before the start of the session. Anyone who's been with Keller Williams, you've certainly heard of a program called Bold. And we all need to celebrate Tara right now because she's in her 11th Bold. Like, that's amazing, Tara. I'm going to applaud that for you. That is so cool. There she is.
Yep. Too. I mean, you could be with any brokerage and go to Bold, but it's to create you to have it creates a life by design, not by default, right? So that's why I love it.
Yeah, it's a very cool class. I've actually taken Bold twice, and in every Bold class, there's a point where you learn what to do, and then you actually put it in action and you do it. And that's a pretty amazing day, because there are people who've never done this sort of strategy before. And, the whole room, a group of people together say, all right, for the next 15 minutes, we're doing this. We're going to call the people that are in our phone, and we're going to start conversations about real estate. We're going to send text messages to people in our phones and start conversations about real estate. And every single time that happens, when the 15 minutes are up, people will come back to the group and they have leads. Like they're writing on the board how many leads they generated during just that intense 15 minutes of effort. Okay. So Tara, has that been your experience? Have you got to that part of Bold this time?
Yeah, absolutely. The one right now is, we're having a great contest, and my goal is to find 10 referrals. And so, who do you know that is looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Or then there's a script, obviously, for this referrals in it as well. Or you have the gratitude one, which I think is coming up, about gratitude for past clients, or just general gratitude scripts.
Yeah, very cool. So again, it's another example of ways that you can turn conversations into closings. Like that is the not so secret to being successful in real estate. If you want more closings, you want more commission, you must have more conversations, period. There is no shortcut for that. And LCS Nurture is really designed to help you have those conversations. So I'm going to share my screen here one more time, and I'm going to invite each of you to visit that link that Jake put together in the chat for you. When you click that link, you'll come here to this page, and you can either just buy now, or you can log into your account, and you can certainly read about all the success people are having with LCS Nurture. You can watch videos. There's a ton of information that's here. Once you click buy, you're going to choose whether you want a monthly plan or an annual plan. Now, in every scenario here, you're going to find when you open your account that those scripts that I've just reviewed, they're there for you now, and they're ready to use. So I'm going to encourage everyone to get over there to this website. Go ahead and get your account set up. And I see there's some chat bubbles here. Let me pull these aside, see if we have any questions I need to get answered here for you.
So one of them is, how does it integrate with other CRM databases? Meaning if they have them here, do they have to have it in another too?
Yeah, great question. Great question. That's from Taryn. So our buddy up in Kelowna. That's super cool. I'm going to jump back into the account and, well, I'm already here. I'll click on integrations. So this service integrates with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of services. There are 3 ways to integrate. There is third-party API like PieSync or Zapier. There's direct API like, say, our integration with Follow Up Boss, with LionDesk, with Wise Agent. There are a ton of them that we have direct integrations with. And then the third way for contacts to just flow in is with email parsing. So a lot of our clients who use us for lead capture, our system will just catch the lead on the way in, and then it can send the automated follow-up response sequence. So I hope that answers that question there for you. Oh, Chime, she's asking about Chime. I love it. Gosh, should I do this right now? I don't know, but I'm going to. Today, after hours, our development staff is pushing the Chime integration live. So we have literally just finished it, and we're releasing it for some of our beta users as early as tomorrow morning. So the answer is yes. It's just not, part of this portal yet, but we do have that connection for you. Awesome. Great. Well, so I'm going to hang out and answer any other questions if they pop in. We'll tread water here for a moment. I'm scrolling back through to see if we had other questions come in that I might have missed.
I believe Marcia had a question. She raised her hand, but she has not responded. So Marcia, if you are still there and you had a question, please let us know. And other than that, I just love that it connects with LCA Nurture. And what I've always loved is how creative Happy Grasshopper is in regards to generating and starting conversations. Like we had an email go out the other day from Happy Grasshopper too. And the pre-text concepts that you guys have, the titles are always intriguing. And the info inside, and usually has nothing to do with real estate, right? It's usually just ways for people to respond about something, anything, and it just sparks conversation. So I've been very grateful for that.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. I think it's a pretty good segue to sharing some of the content strategies that really work, because today we're nurturing about 26 million contacts for our members. So we have a huge data set. We don't have to guess about what's going to work. We just have to observe the data. And the reality is agents always care much more about what's happening in real estate than consumers do, except when they're in the midst of a transaction. So for all your past clients in Sphere, you need to show up as a human being first and a real estate professional second. For your leads, you must do the opposite. You have to show up as a real estate professional first and then be a great human, right? That's important. Now, what you're seeing on the screen here, these are social media posts. We push new ones once every 2 weeks, and they're designed to be posted on your personal pages, not your business page. And the idea is, let's start conversations on real estate related topics. We don't have to market your listings or your open houses. We just have to start conversations on topics that help people connect that you're in real estate. Okay. We get a ton of engagement on these. If you were to screenshot one now and go ahead and post it, I promise you'll get comments there before you can even believe it. The trick to taking advantage of that is to like their comment, reply to the comment, and then thank them for their comment in the DMs, right? This way, like for example, if I posted this and Tara engaged with me, I would reply to her comment, and then in the DMs, I'd say, hey, Tara, how are you? Right? And she'd probably say something. We'd have a little bit of an exchange. And then she's on with her day, I'm on with mine. we already know each other. That's just a nice touch point to have, right? Well, what if I don't know her? What if she's a friend of a friend and we're not already connected in social media? Well, of course, I'm going to add her as a friend. I'm going to build a little rapport with her. And, we're going to try to establish if there's any reason we should have a real estate conversation now. Okay. So social media is great for that. There are, of course, topical messages according to the time of the year that's pushed here. And this is comprehensive. There's tons and tons and tons of content here. Always something fun to share, right? Back to horses. Say nay if you love horses, right?
Right.
All right, so we're a little bit over time. Marcia, I'm glad to see that your question was answered. And Taryn, I will look forward to having a chat with you whenever the time is right. Hopefully you guys have grabbed my contact information. If not, you can just send an email to dan@happygrasshopper.com, and myself or my staff will do whatever we can to help you. So have a great afternoon, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for all those that joined us.
Awesome. Take
Have a
care.
great day.
Great to see you.
Yeah, you too.